Hello dear LELB visitors, and welcome back to my YouTube and Opera channel. In this session I'm going to teach another lesson or unit based on For and Against. This is a great book if you want to improve your vocabulary and reading comprehension. The topic actually of this unit is all about city life, living in large modern cities. Let me see if there is any flashcard here. This is not a flashcard. This is utter. Utter as a verb means to speak. As an adjective means complete. For instance, not very inhabit means to live in a place for a long period of time. Possible, it's very easy. Pollute means contaminate, to make impure. Likely to. Expensive means, here you see the face of this person looking at the bill he has to pay. Self-clear. Okay. So okay, let me make some changes. Alright, unit 24. Only a madman would choose to live in a large modern city. So the writer is in favor of rural or countryside, or living in the country. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Avoid the rush hour must be the slogan of large cities the world over. Rush hour or peak time is the time that there are so many cars, particularly in the streets, and people are so busy, and this is typical or characteristic of let's say city life and living in large cities. Okay, if it is a slogan no one takes the least notice of. This means people do not pay enough attention to that. Twice a day with predictable regularity, for example, early in the morning when people just go to work, and in the evening when people get back home. It refers to the rush hour. The pot boils over. Again, it is let's say figuratively or metaphorically refers to the rush hour. Whenever you look, it's people, and people. So people are in groups, let's say just using public transport or private cars to get to their destination. The trains which leave or arrive every few minutes are packed, means let's say completely let's say full of people or replete with people and passengers. An endless procession of human sardine tins. Again, it's a metaphor or simile. The vehicles and public transport systems such as buses, trains, etc., that are full of people have been likened or equated with or equalized to sardine tins. Sardine are fish that live in groups and live close to each other in order to protect themselves from their enemies, for example sharks. And people who just move around in large cities, particularly at rush hour, have been, let's say, likened to them. The streets are so crowded, there is hardly room to move on the pavement or sidewalk. Pavement is British, sidewalk is American. The queues or procession or lines for buses reach staggering proportions. Staggering proportions. It means the lines for buses reach a staggering proportion. It means people, passengers at bus stations just wait in a pretty long line waiting for the buses to arrive. Staggering means incredibly. It is an intensifier. Proportion means ratio. It takes ages for a bus to get to you because the traffic on the roads has virtually come to a standstill. It is an exaggeration. It takes ages. It means such a very long time for a bus to get to you, to arrive at the bus station because the traffic is so heavy. And virtually means really come to a standstill. It means the cars are bumper to bumper. The traffic is really heavy and congested. The roads are congested, so you get stuck in the traffic. And the standstill, it means motionless. Even when a bus does at last arrive, finally it arrives, it is so full it can't take any more passengers. You can't get on the bus because it has been overstuffed and overstuffed with passengers. This whole crazy system of commuting stretches man's resources to the utmost. Pay attention. To the utmost means more than enough, and it has a negative interpretation. It means more than can be done, so it is negative. So it means that the whole crazy system of commuting refers to people who live in the suburb areas, in the outskirts, near large cities, and they have to just go to large cities early in the morning for work and get back. So they have to commute. Stretches man's resources to the utmost. It means that actually the whole system of public transport is being overused. It has a limited capacity, but people, commuters usually use it up. That is, actually they have higher expectation than its real capacity. The smallest unforeseen event can bring about conditions of utter chaos. Unforeseen, unpredictable event can bring about or cause conditions of complete chaos or anarchy. Let me write anarchy. Let me see. Yeah, means chaos, disorderliness. A power cut means a period of time when there is no electricity. In American English, we call it power failure or power outage. For instance, an exceptionally heavy snowfall. It means that if something unexpected happens, that minor event, for example, a heavy snowfall, may lead to a major catastrophe or a minor derailment. It means that the actually train is out of their let's say sleepers. This is technically called a sleeper. And also the railroad must always make city dwellers realize how precarious the balance is. Precarious means actually unsteady, not fixed. Let's say not reliable, you can say. So the balance in large cities, according to the author, I'm just a reader. I believe that there has been so much magnification or exaggeration here, but anyway, I'm just a reader. So balance is so subject to change and to let's say imbalance, lack of balance. Okay, a precarious balance means unsteady balance, unreliable balance. The extraordinary thing is not that people put up with these conditions, but that they actually choose them in preference to anything else. The strange thing, or let's say singular means really extraordinary, and the strange thing is that people put up with as a phrasal verb means tolerate, deal with in an unwanted or unpleasant way these conditions, but is not that people, it means that people do not tolerate it, they don't have any problem with them, but that they actually choose them on purpose or purposefully, them in preference to. In preference to means instead of, in place of, in preference to anything else. It means that people do not show any opposition. Large modern cities are too big to control. It means that remember, too, it has a negative interpretation. So when we say that they are too big to control, it means that it is very difficult to control. They impose their own living conditions on the people who inhabit them. It means that they refer to large cities, impose their living conditions. It means that people who want to live in large cities have to obey some certain rules on the people who inhabit them. City dweller means those who reside in, or inhabitants. Also you can say inhabitant, it comes from this verb. Are obliged, it means they have to, they should, by their environment to adopt a wholly unnatural way of life or walk of life. Also you can say walk of life. So they have to adopt means employ. Or implement. They have to choose a particularly completely unnatural way of life. They lose touch with the land and rhythm of nature. It's clear. You cannot have your cake and eat it too in English. You can say that. So you cannot live in a large city and then be close to nature at the same time. It's not impossible, but it rarely happens, because usually large cities are densely populated, and because of those municipal, let's say, projects going on, little by little, natural surrounding is replaced with, let's say, urban planning and so on and so forth. Okay, it is possible to live such air-conditioned existence in a large city that you are barely conscious of the seasons. In your room, if you happen to live in a large modern city, there are air conditioners, and for example, if it is hot, it makes the situation and the atmosphere cool enough, and if it is cold, it just makes the situation warm. So if you do not go out, you just you cannot perceive that, for example, it is winter, it is summer. Okay. A few flowers in a public park or local park, if you have the time to visit it, It means that in the majority of cases you don't have time to just, for example, even go to the local park nearby. May remind you that it is spring or summer. So your perception is so limited of the nature and natural surrounding. A few leaves clinging to the pavement may remind you that it is autumn. A few leaves clinging to means sticking to, means existing in the pavement or sidewalk may remind you that it is autumn, it is fall. Behind that, what is going on in nature seems totally irrelevant. So irrelevant means impertinent, means unrelated. The rest is clear. Okay, all the simple good things of life like sunshine and fresh air are at a premium. Every single and good things, for example sunshine, I really like it, especially when it is not so strong early in the morning, for example when the sun rises. And fresh air, not polluted air, are at a premium. Pay attention to this structure, to this phrase, at a premium. When something is at a premium, it means that it is really valuable, but it is in short supply. You cannot have a lot of it. It is at a premium. It is rare or scarce. Rare, scarce. There is a paucity of that. Tall buildings blot out the sun or block it. That's true. Traffic fumes pollute the atmosphere. Fumes or smokes coming from, let's say, the exhausts of cars and factories, they pollute or contaminate. Also, we can say contaminate is generally used for water, but anyway, contaminate. Even the distinction between day and night is lost. The writer has been really pessimistic about it. It's not that bad anyway. The flow of traffic goes on unceasingly. Goes on unceasingly. You know, cease means stop. Unceasingly means incessantly, means non-stop. Unceasing, incessant. Okay, it means non-stop. And the noise never stops. That is true. Noise pollution. Also, we have thought pollution. We have different types of pollution. Air pollution, sound pollution, noise pollution, light pollution. Even in large cities, there is light pollution because, especially at night, because of the city lights, sometimes actually the light is so extra or actually somehow redundant, and we need some darkness in order, particularly for example if you want to go to bed, and yeah, it is not that natural. The funny thing about it all is that you pay dearly for the privilege of living in a city. Pay dearly. It means pay a lot of money. And this is ironic. This is ironic that you pay a lot of money for the privilege and advantage of living in a city. The demand for accommodation, request for accommodation means just having a place to live in is so great, The price of that is so great that it is often impossible for ordinary people to buy a house of their own. Buying a house, even actually renting a house, is somehow impossible. Exorbitant rents. Exorbitant means astronomical. Means, let me write astronomical. Exorbitant, astronomical means very expensive, high priced, must be paid for tiny flats, small apartments, which even country hens, domesticated animals, would disdain. Disdain means resent, scorn, do not like it, dislike to live in. So it is so humiliating that even according to this passage, country hens do not like to live in those teeny tiny apartments. Accommodation apart, the cost of living is very high. For example, food, etc. Healthcare. Just about everything you buy is likely to be more expensive than it would be in the country. The country refers to countryside. Pay attention, the article there before. A comparison is being made here between the expenditures and spendings in the rural places or countryside and urban places or large cities. In addition to all this, city dwellers live under constant threat. They live in danger or menace, M-E-N-A-C-E. The crime rate in most cities is very high. It's clear. Houses are burgled with alarming frequency. Burgle means to break in without permission, particularly at night, for robbing or stealing something. It means that houses are frequently burgled. Cities breed crime or cause crime and violence and are full of places you would be afraid to visit at night. Yeah. If you think about it, they are not really fit to live in at all, and suitable. They are not suitable for living. Can anyone really doubt that the country is what man was born for and where he truly belongs? Let me read it one more time. My intonation was not good. Can anyone really doubt that the country is what man was born for and where he truly belongs? It is a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is a question that is not intended to just get an answer. The answer to that question is clear. It is just for the sake of emphasizing or putting some emphasis on that. So this is a rhetorical question to come to a conclusion. Can anyone really doubt? It means no one should have any doubt about it, that the country is what man was born for. It means that the country, it refers to countryside, rural places, are the best place for men to live in and where they really belong. So he refers to anybody, and humans should belong to countryside and not large cities. According to this, it's not my idea. Okay, so here on my website, at the bottom of the page, you see the tags area, and I have listed some pertinent and relevant pieces of information that can direct you to relevant posts in which those let's say phrases or terms have been used. And also, as you can see, there are some links in the body that can just guide you through the relevant posts. And if you have any question, you can use your social media accounts to log in and leave your comments here. Also, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and the Opera channel, in order to receive further lessons. And please just follow me on Instagram to have access to beautiful flashcards and useful. Okay, this is the plugin through which I have embedded some YouTube videos into my website. And also, this is the categories of LELB Society posts and the archives here in the footer area. Okay, so I believe that LELB Society can make you really independent, because the procedures here and the methods that I use actually make my students independent. I give them projects and tasks during the week, and they just, for example, giving a lecture, having negotiation, and reading comprehension, and giving lectures. And there are these activities are task-based, and the students after a while do not need my help anymore, because they can regulate their own learning. All right, thank you very much for your attention, and see you soon.